Hello, I'm Brian Foster, and I'm talking about Spiritism, which explains why we're here, how the spirit world works, what is the process we go through, why is life like it is. And today I'm going to talk about why is there so much injustice in the world. First, injustice will pass, but first the earth must fully transition to a planet of regeneration. For the present, we live on a planet of atonement, where the vast majority of humans are following pre-planned trials to atone for their wrongdoings in past lives. Karma is real. Every action has a reaction. The spirit world knows everything you're thinking and everything you have done. Nothing is hidden, just like our parents have told us that they and God knows everything we do and we think. Unbeknownst to them, they told the absolute truth. In a planet of atonement, when we have done a wrong in one life, in the next life we have to learn that lesson. If we treated people badly, if we had a company that we kept people inside and made them work in horrible conditions, in the next life, the manager of that company, the president or owner of that company, will themselves experience what it was like to work in those horrible conditions. As an example, this one man who came on earth, and he was on his present life a very nice person. He helped all sorts of people, and yet he had a terrible skin disease he had to live with. And the reason he had that terrible skin disease is because he kept his employees locked. They were basically slaves, locked in the building with a horrible environment where they could barely breathe, and he kept them working. Now he had to learn what it was like to be that uncomfortable. Now, since he was such a good person, spirits helped him, and spirits allowed him to lessen the severity of his disease. So you can see karma catches up with all of us. And yet people would look at this person who helped so many, gave his last dollars to people in help, and they would ask themselves, why is he suffering from this disease? There's no justice in this world. Well, in actuality, there is justice, but you cannot see it because we can only look at the world from our own little narrow life. We see such a small area of our lives and other people's lives, and yet we are immortal. And that's what Spiritism helps you get out of that small little frame, that small tunnel of view. And you have to look at your life and other people's lives as just trajectory of eons of lives, many, many lives, and how they live one life, they do some wrongs, they do some rights. The next life, they pay for those wrongs. The spirit world creates intricate, complicated blueprints and plans for them to experience what they need to experience, to understand that what they did to others, now they're feeling the full brunt of what that was. So they'll learn, I never want to do that again. This is why there's so much injustice in the world from our small point of view. On a planet of atonement, the earth feels chaotic and horrible because it's supposed to feel that way, since so many people are learning to, to right so many wrongs. This is coming to an end. There is this new era of spiritual awakening where people understand, instead of striving and fighting and for that last materialistic good and that desire or pleasure they absolutely need, that to be spiritual and to love and to be charitable and fraternal is more important than getting that latest toy. So this will pass. Be patient. Understand what you are going through. The trials you are living through, the drama that is in your lives. Look at that as, what did I do to this? I will never do what that person just did to me. That is not right. And that will be embedded into your character and your personality, because that's what spirits call us. We're personalities that grow over life after life. And in your next life, you won't do that. You will learn. Not always. Some people are very stubborn, and then they need harder and harder trials for them to learn. I think I was one of those. But that's what will happen. You do not regress. When you're a spirit, you're not becoming a better person one life, and then you just fully become this murderous dictator in the next life. That doesn't happen. You may do small things wrong, but you will progress in time after time. So that is why there's so much injustice in the world. Is because that is the phase of the earth that we are in now. But when we become a planet of regeneration, where we are given a respite from this drama and this hate and this wars between nations, and then we can learn. And instead of having a completely fixed blueprint of what we'll go through, we can communicate with the spirit world and decide, what do we need to work on? What do we need to learn? How do we learn to improve our interactions with other souls and spirits? So this is where we're headed. But take comfort in that you are on the right path. If you're trying to improve yourself, if you are trying to become a better person, a more loving, understanding, caring person, you are on the right path. And if you would like to learn more about how to stay and succeed in your life on earth, I recommend my book, The Spirit Universe. Spiritism has revealed the true reality of our existence. And it talks about the spirit universe, the physical universe, how we can improve as physical humans here on earth, because that's why we're in this physical simulation. It's not to accumulate more goods. It's to rewire our brain to become a better person, to rip out the primitive emotions and replace those with advanced civilized emotions, love, fraternity, honesty, charity. God bless.